What are you doing to empower yourself? Learning about the craft that you're in. And it's not just about the new songs that are out there, which artist is doing what, but what are they doing right to be able to amass the fame, the wealth that they have at the moment.
Because you can sit and keep complaining about how far they're going and how forgotten you seem to be, but there's a better way.
But the last time you posted on social media was in 2019. How do you expect people to be to say you're relevant? It's not possible. You have to be in people's faces.
Absolutely.
You have to be in people's faces, and you have to learn that from even the big companies right now. The companies are relevant, are always in your face.
Right here.
Always in your face. We don't have that much money to be able to be in your face in terms of a billboard here, a billboard there.
Yep.
But I can be in your face the moment that you open your phone.
Because you have a platform that you're in control of, and you know I'm always there, so you catch me.
Exactly.
Right.
I mean, Facebook ads are how much? $5, $2? You know, choose how much you want to use, and I'll be in your face 24/7.
Right.
So I choose that path.
Right.
To market myself and outmarket myself as compared to any other person out there. Not because I'm better than them, but because I'm just thinking ahead and I just want this for myself. I have a family to raise. I have a career to sustain. I want to do this for as long as I can. Yeah. And even diversify from it. I want it to be a porthole to all these other different things, which it already is. That's the reason why I say that I've met so many people and done so many other things that I would have loved, that I probably would not have been able to do and would have loved to do if I didn't have this platform. But because I have it, I use it as a portal to all these other things.
Wow. And this is important because even just studying the craft and how it's going and becoming ahead of the pack and ahead of the... Lazy doesn't cut it. I mean, that's what I'm hearing you saying.
Lazy doesn't cut it.
It doesn't cut it at all.
It doesn't cut it at all. You can be surrounded by the most brilliant people, but if you're not willing to put in the work... I remember something Rihanna said at... there's a documentary I was watching, and she was saying, if I don't do it, who will?
Wow.
Yeah? You can have the best producer. You can have the best director.
Yep.
You can have the best business strategist in the world.
Yep.
You can have the best person to get for you clients. But if you're not putting in equally, in fact, not even equally,
maybe you should even
more
put more
work
yeah.
than each and every
it's
one
your
of
vision,
them.
Man.
Yes, because by the time that we're recording this,
Yep.
the editors, the next phase
Right.
has a different person to do
Right.
the job. The next phase has a different person to do the job.
Yep.
But in all this, you're the SI unit for
I
all
gotta
these
run
things.
with this thing.
Yes.
Completely.
Yes, if you don't believe in yourself, everyone else won't. It is
After
very
all, people
hard.
can't believe in you greater than you believe in yourself.
You cannot. It does not apply. You have to believe in yourself 150% before anyone else can take an interest in what you do.
Wow. Man, this is good stuff. This is good stuff, real.
Thank you.
I agree with you 1% is...
Yeah.
Yeah, talent, maybe it's even less than 1%.
Imagine.
Because you think about it, even by the time you're determining who am I producing this with, who do I need for set, how do they interpret my song so that then the video catches the spirit of what we want to do. I mean, that's not even about talent, man. It's much more than
It's
talent.
strategy.
It is strategy.
Yeah.
Alliances that make
Yeah.
sense and partnerships, who to partner with at what point in time and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But clearly you're hanging out with all the right people, man.
I think it's also choice, because if I hang out with someone for a bit of time and I'm not getting what I feel like I need, then I move on very quickly.
Yep.
I don't spend too much time on a situation that is draining me.
Right.
That I'm feeling like, I even have songs that I have left in someone's studio, but I'm just feeling the energy is not right.
Yep.
Not giving me what I want to feel. Not
Yeah.
giving me what I want. Immersing me in an energy that I want to be in.
Right.
So you move on very fast. So, yes, very fortunate, but I also believe it's in alignment. The moment you just align with what you want to do, everything falls in place. Everyone that you need to meet just happens to be there.
Right.
They always say if you want to be the fifth rich person, you
The
hang
sixth
out
one,
with
hang
four.
out with some
Hang out with five.
Yeah.
That's
Then you
it.
be the sixth one.
That's it.
Right.
So it's the energy. So if I'm hanging with positive energy, for positive-minded
It
people.
rubs off on you.
It will rub off on you.
Strategic guys, the strategy thing
That's
flows as
it.
well. Meaningful
That's
partnership,
it.
it just rubs off.
That's
So
it.
selection is also the name of the game.
Extremely important.
You can't be hanging out with everybody.
You cannot. You honestly cannot. And that's the reason why, I'll go back to business. You have to be very scarce.
Right.
Yeah? Because that's how you're able to just put yourself in a space where, one, your demand goes high, of course, but also that scarcity kind of has the right people coming to you. Because if you're too available, you're always out there. You have so many friends, but they're not really adding any value to you.
Even the quality of it becomes
Quality
diluted
of,
in there.
exactly, the
Yeah.
quality of your friends, people having a front row to your drama instead of having a front row to your success. Completely, it's completely different. So that scarcity is very important. I'd rather be in my house watching, binge watching something as compared to being out there 24/7 doing stuff, but my mind is not in the right space. So I just like
And
being...
you're right. That scarcity builds your premium,
Exactly.
but also allows you to have some time to build onto what you need to build
Even
on.
your mind clears
Even your
up,
mind.
and you're able to think a little bit more clearly as compared to if you're around too much noise. Yeah.
But I think these things are very conscious decisions.
Yeah. But
It's
I'm
about
also,
you owning your own journey as well.
Yeah. I'm also very boring, so I stay indoors a lot. But that helps me.
Yeah,
It
your
really,
fans
really
will be
helps
shocked to
me.
hear you say you're about boring. What
I'm
you
a
mean
very
by
boring
What
person.
What you?
People think I'm such a party person, blah, blah,
Man, you're a ball of energy. How can you be boring? I mean,
I-
boring energy. Not on the same sentence. Man.
Boring in the context of what people think a fun person is supposed to be.
Right.
I'm fun around people.
Right.
But I really take a lot of time for myself.
Right.
Like 80% of my day will be with my own self,
Me,
in my
myself,
own
and I.
space,
Right.
in my own space.
Right.
Then now this will come from the thoughts that I had when I was by myself. Creation because of this, what I feel like we need to do because of the time that I spent with myself.
So you draw a lot of premium from having been in yourself because
Oh,
then
yes.
it clarifies thoughts and builds stuff a lot.
A
of
lot,
stuff.
a lot. And just looking through what's happening in the world, Sometimes you just bump into something, you're like, oh, I can do this, or I can do it better. Yeah.
Wow. You're also in the acting space.
Yes. Was.
Are you out?
Foot in,
Or
foot
you
out.
in, out, or in, out?
Foot in, foot out.
Yeah, what's going on around that space?
The film industry is very interesting in this country. It is, you don't have a lot of control, especially as an actor, as an actress. You only get control when you are in the production, when you're behind the scenes. So for me, I prefer that space more than being in front of the camera, to be very honest. So if I'm in a production, I am in it from zero, from ground up, from ubunifu all the way to, creation. And it's an interesting industry. I think it has a lot of work and very little to show for it. Oh my God, I don't want to sound mean, but the film industry in Kenya needs to come full circle. I feel like it really needs to come full circle. We need to have people who are inspired by film to actually do film. We need to have a government that actually promotes the arts. Because as a musician, I have so much more control over what I do as compared to filmmakers.
Yep.
And these are projects that will last a lot. Yani, one film will not take less than 2 weeks to be created, like a whole month of just working and working. Then the moment that you, and in the working process, you have, kipigo vita, license for this, license for that, license for this. You go to someone who needs to invest in, they're looking at the whole general industry, and they're like, I don't know.
The return on investment may not eventually get bureaucracy. Yep.
Exactly. And when you go into the online space, because that's the only space that we have right now for pushing our content, then there's also still a lot of this and that. I don't know. I don't know how to say this, but I had to step out of the film industry because I felt like it was draining me a bit.
Okay.
It really was. And it was making my core business, music, kind of a bit redundant because I felt like there was too much work that I needed to do and very little control that I had in that space.
It's not like the way in music you'll just jump and say, this is what I want to do.
Exactly, and
I
have
don't
a
need to
vision
consult
for
too
it.
many people. I just
You
need
know?
to get the partnership that I require.
Yeah.
And off we go.
Yeah, and then as a producer also, now when you're now the one who's taking charge, there's so many people that you need to, see what you want to be able to achieve. And dealing with creatives is hard, man,
Yeah.
because everyone in there is 100% creative, from
Yeah.
the person who's holding the camera all the way to the person who's acting. Everyone has their own vision of what they want to be able to see, what they want to look like, what
Right.
they want to be able to see. So all those fights, man, used
So
to make
melting
me,
all of these things
melting
into...
all this, you have to be, and kudos to all the producers out there.
They do a hard job.
Kudos to all the directors, the film industry, because
It's a hard job.
it is a hard job. For you to be able to see a film,
Too much work has gone into that.
too much work, too much emotions had to be dealt with, too much had to be, there's just too much has happened. So kudos to Akina Carry-On, all you guys out there, Akina Kevo,
Wishing them well.
wish you guys all the best.
So you'd rather stick with your music.
I really rather stick. It's,
So for the now, it's not more in and out. It's more out than in and out. For you with the film.
Behind the scenes, I do a bit of production here and there.
Right.
Yeah, from a few things that I'm working with a couple of my, like my production team will come and say, yo, we have an idea for this and this and this and this. Can you produce it? Because I produce my own music videos, then it comes naturally to me. But yeah, it's taxing. It's crazy.
Piece of work.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Having all these things fall in place so I can be able to have work that people can enjoy, it's crazy.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Wow. So we say kudos to all of them.
Kudos to the film industry, man. Me, I don't
For
know.
now.
Wacha tu nikae hapa nikiwaangalia, nikiwatch.
We enjoy.
Wacha tu ni-enjoy. Wacha nikuwe consumer.
You're a consumer.
Yes.
You can take your sato sometimes and just enjoy what they've done.
Exactly. For
So
let
more in the music
Let
space for
let
now.
me do what comes naturally to me, and that's music.
Yep. When you write, do you distribute, you sell your songwriting and all?
Distribute.
Do you sell to people? I mean, I want to be a musician.
Oh.
Please, would you write for me and all of
I
that?
have not written for. I've only written, I think, like one song over the many years for a person, but I find it very hard to write for other artists because I don't know what they want to be able to feel and see. So unless I've written a song that I feel like, you know what, this could work well for this person, but not writing with them, kudos to all the songwriters out there who write for other artists, because to be very honest, it is difficult. It's very, very difficult.
Because it's emotions in it.
Exactly.
There's like a picture of something you have.
Exactly.
Specific thing you're trying to express.
Exactly. And I write as me. I'm writing as how I'd be able to execute this. So by the time I'm putting someone else in that space, switching those two personalities, because that means now you have to acquire a different personality. Having a split personality, we already have that as women.
Yeah.
Adding another personality, itafanya tuchizi kiasi. So,
Something too much.
Yes. So let me just stick to the two personalities that I have.
But man, song after song, big hits, big everything,
Trying.
And you place your hands on it and it just goes all the way.
Oh gosh, it's also because of the production. Because as much as you can be a singer, songwriter, you have to have a fantastic team to be able to execute the emotion that you felt in that song. Like for instance, in the just recent album that I released, Spirit, each and every single song has a different emotion attached to it. And the reason why that could happen was because of the producer that I had. So whenever I'd get into the studio so fresh, I'm just like, yo, tunafanya nini leo? Energy is so specific in this craft, because energy will either inspire you or demoralize you. So what energy do you have around you?
Right.
That's it.
So you always around guys, my energies have to be...
They have to be on check.
Because your energy, my friend.
Really?
Hey!
I feel like I'm quite a chill person.
Well, different moments, different
Yes.
energies and all of that stuff,
Yes.
depending on where.
Yes.
Good stuff.
But the positive energy that I really
Any
need
day.
around me, yes.
Right. What would you attribute, what would you say has been the greatest anchor to your success? One, as an artist. Two, as a person. What would you say has anchored this the greatest for you?
Family.
Right.
Family. The foundation, first and foremost, of being raised the way I was raised. And then two, the family that I've been able to, one, have to create for myself. because the people that I work with, they are my family.
Mm.
That is it. They had no choice but to be my family.
So they consider themselves family.
They have to be.
Yeah.
I've worked with, there's a lady called Lisa who's part of my team who
Right.
has even gone for Lama's classes with me.
Whoa.
That's how intricate the relationship is.
Wow.
It is crazy deep. Yeah. So my anchor is always my family.
Right.
What I'm going to be able to do for them, what I'm going to be able to achieve, what we're going to be able to achieve together, that is my anchor.
So for them, we are in this together.
We are.
It's our joint success.
We are. And for their success as well, what do you want to do after this? Or
Right.
even parallel to this? Is this it? You just want to, us work on this, or do you also have a dream and aspiration? And if I can be able to help you, get to it, I'm here.
So for your team, you even discuss their own visions and
Yeah.
ambitions and all of that. And you want to be
Yes.
part of their success too.
Yes.
They've invested in you, you might as well invest right
Of
back.
course.
So we are all
Of course.
succeeding.
Of course. Look at your team. Where are they? Are they at par?
Do you have
Did
many
you
of
leave them behind? You have to go. We have to rise together.
Because anyway, you can't be greater than the team that is supporting you.
You cannot. That's how bitterness starts, because people will feel like,
We support her.
yani huu dream yake tu ndo ninashindaga
The entire time ni yeye tu.
support tu
Yeah.
yangu. When
Yangu.
will I ever do something for myself? You always have to look at that, because you can't grow by yourself. You have to at least grow with people around you. Mse mahali tulikuwa pamoja tukianza, things need to change for them as well.
Progress and progress.
Exactly. And it's not just about throwing money at them. It's inspiring them to be better, how you speak to them, the respect, you have mutual respect for each other. That's it. For me, we have to grow together. It does not make sense for you to be in the same space that you were 5 years ago, yet my space is completely different. Makes no sense.
So you actually take time and have one-on-ones with your guys.
Yeah, we do talk. We talk a lot.
Wow.
We talk a lot.
So when
All
you
my
say-
producers, in fact, even before a session, we have to talk. I have to know them. I have to know the family. I have to know, what space are you in today? So can we create today? Are you in a good space? Am I in a good space? Yeah. So the emotional aspect is very important.
Wow.
Spiritual aspect is very important.
Right. Right. Wow. So when you say his family, they are family
They
for
are
real.
family. For real. For real, for real. For real.
But let's also talk about the family that you have besides the one that works for you.
Yeah.
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 Talk to us about that.
I am a daughter, I am a sister, I am a mother. So I have, my dad passed on. That was in 2016.
Sorry.
No
Sorry.
no worries. He's in a better place.
Right.
Then after that is my brother and my sister. So I'm the big sister. I'm the firstborn in my family. Then now, yeah.
I'm told when,
My
when it's an
baby.
elder sister who is the older woman, guys walk
Keep
the
it going
straight and
check.
narrow. They keep everybody in check, man.
I think is it really? I think it's both.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, if you look at some families where the eldest son, they're also really in check, because you know what, you don't want to do things that are not as per what your eldest brother would
Yeah.
like to see of you.
Yeah.
So maybe with having a firstborn girl, it's more, she's your second mom.
Yeah.
So because I see that with my brother,
Yep.
I'm almost like, you know what, you keep going.
Yeah.
I'm always there advising him and doing all
Right.
these things,
Right.
voluntary or involuntary.
Right.
We're always talking. We're
And he
always
knows
talking.
you've got his back as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Always. We have each other's backs.
Yeah.
100%. For a firstborn boy, it's more support. What do you want to do? It's the emotional connect. Well, it's changing now because guys are having open discussions about everything right now. But prior, it was always about brombigi amesema, bromso amesema, broso amesema, you know? So it's almost
Nataka
like having
results
another
fulani.
father.
Yeah,
Exactly. It's having
yeah.
another father in the household.
Right.
But now it's changing.
Right.
The relationships between siblings is amazing nowadays.
Yep.
I feel like more open conversations about stuff, even about relationships,
Yep.
about love relationships,
Right.
what people are going through,
Right.
mental health.
Right.
It's refreshing.
Right.
It's refreshing.
Right.
So yeah, so I'm my daughter. Oh yeah, and I'm a mom, 3-year-old son.
Talk to us about it also. How is that, man?
Motherhood is amazing. It's tiresome. but it's amazing. You're equipped not knowing that you're equipped until you get into that space and you're like, oh, I can actually do this.
Yep.
I can actually be fully functional with 3 hours of sleep.
Right.
Okay, cool. I
And
did
I'm
not
still
know it
holding
was
it together.
possible. I did not know it would be possible,
Right.
but it is possible.
Right.
So you just keep on learning on the job, and you are amazed at yourself with the amount of strength that you have, with the amount of resilience, the amount of patience that you have. If
That
there's
you didn't think you had.
if there's a takeaway,
Yeah.
if there's a takeaway from motherhood for me,
Right.
it's patience.
Right.
Because I would have thought I was going to be a disciplinarian like 24/7.
Right.
But the compassion that I have for my son, even when he messes up, and he'll come and tell me, he'll break something and tell me, Mama, it was a mistake. It was a mistake.
Yeah.
And immediately you just melts your
Just
heart.
mellow.
So you're like, okay, I've
So-
had that vase for way longer than I've had you, but it is okay.
It hurts, but
Inauma
you can't
lakini,
believe it. Imevunjika.
it's okay. It's okay.
It's
Are you
alright.
okay? In fact, now your concern is more, with this little human being that you're raising,
Yeah.
that you hope will be, will be resilient and
Right.
do whatever he needs to do
Right.
in life.
Right. Someone actually mentioned in that context, you're not raising a vase, you're raising a son. Therefore,
raising a
I can
human
as well,
being.
then this is more important than that
And
vase.
a lot of my decisions, even with how I'm raising my child in the public eye, have been because of that specific reason. I am raising a human being.
Right.
I'm not raising a toy
Right.
that I'm going to get tired of and, give back.
Yep.
This is a human being who has hopes, dreams, who will at one point in time have, make their own choices. And those choices cannot be because of how I think their life is going to be, but because of how they want their life to be,
Right. Right.
So I get a lot of slack. Oh, we need to see the pictures. We need to do that. I'm like, my life is private. It's not a secret,
Yep.
but it's private.
Yep.
So until the person that I'm with wants to be in the public light, then that decision is theirs, but not mine.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And we've got to draw the lines.
You have to. You
What I'm
have
happy to have in the public is out in the public.
Exactly.
What I want to keep private must stay in the
Very
private.
important.
And I think it's important.
Very important.
Very, very important.
Yep.
Looking ahead, what can we expect from Avril?
I don't know. I've done so much. But what I know for a fact is entrepreneurship is in the works.
Yep.
I have been an entrepreneur for brand Avril. I have fashioned brand Avril. I've been the CEO for brand Avril with the help of so many other people along the way. But now after this is CEO of what else? What else can I be able to plug into brand Avril? I have been able to see that I can be able to plug all these other things into brand Avril, tried and tested. I have a few shares here and there on some companies here and there which have worked. So from now henceforth, what can I publicly do for brand Avril?
And I must just commend you, man. You've done a lot
Thank you.
in such a short space of time.
Really? 17 years? 18
Huge.
years?
Friend, I mean, you think about many of us accounting for 17 years.
Okay.
The truth is, a lot of us have been around.
Yes.
No doubt about it.
True.
We've hung out in many different places.
True. Very true.
But sometimes you've got to account for, therefore, substantively, what has it delivered.
That is true. That is true.
And just running the line that says, consciously, I know I've got to keep on putting brick upon brick upon brick, and I'm building. And when you look at what your 17 years have been, man, it doesn't even feel like 17. But when you
doesn't.
look at what 17 is, man, I mean,
Doesn't,
you've
yeah.
done a lot for
Yeah.
yourself, and you've done very, very solid foundation for your next 17 for sure.
Amen. Amen.
Solid foundation. I'm sure Dad, looking at you today, must be feeling very proud of you
I hope so.
and what you've turned out to be. And
Yeah.
by the way, this brushing and art, did you eventually get to use it?
Yeah, I draw from time to time, but also I think what I've been able to really utilize or take away from my art is how I'm able to dress, how I'm able to make my productions look like, because I have heavy input into my production,
Right.
to my styling,
Right.
into how, the set is going to look like, and also how I'm able to, make my social media spaces look like, because they have to be attractive.
Absolutely.
For you to attract people, you have to be attractive.
Well, you already had wonderful opening balances as
Check
far as
it.
that.
Philosophy quote
Yeah.
of the year.
Yeah.
For you to attract people, you gotta be attractive. So in every sense of the word, you
Yeah.
have to, present yourself in a certain way. You have to, Yeah.
So a lot of it has been more applicational.
Application. So applied arts.
You've done well with it. You've done very well with it.
Try. I
Done
try.
very, very well with
I
it, man.
try.
Man, you are definitely a huge inspiration.
Thank you.
And I hope some of those guys that look to be where you're at can pick a lesson or two. Especially on the journey of consistency.
I hope so. I hope so. I hope so. That's the funniest thing. We don't, you never get into a space that you feel like, I want to be an inspiration. That's never at the top of your mind.
Yeah.
You just want to go and do your thing.
Right.
Have fun while doing it
Right.
and just do it to the best of your ability. So if there are few people along the way that have been inspired by how I behave, by how I handled this, by how I did this, by how I've been able to, do what I do, then good on ya.
No, but I'm also very inspired by knowing the fact it's been very strategic, very well thought through. I mean, success is not accidental.
Never.
And clearly, if I was going to pick one thing out of these shows today,
Yeah,
success is not accidental.
it is not.
You've been very intentional with it.
Yeah. Let's try to be.
The river doesn't just flow, man. I mean, you guide its course.
Kienda hivi kwa barabara unaweka sandbag. Una make sure inarudi side.
No, you've done very well.
You have
Avril.
to. You have to try as much as you can to the best of your ability.
Two
And also,
words to some of those guys upcoming on this space. What would you want to say to them?
keep at it.
Yep.
Do what you got to do. Don't hurt anyone. Along your journey, you need people. As much as we like to behave like we are isolated, you need people around you.
Right.
You need to form relationships and friendships. Yes, of course, you'll disagree from time to time, but you need people around you. So, usikosane na watu wengi sana.
Don't make enemies on the way.
Yeah, don't make enemies along your path.
Yeah.
Because you look back and you'll need someone
You'll
to
need
do
them.
something for you. And learn as much as you can. Yeah. Usiwai dharau mtu kufunza kitu. If it's something you did not know, just humble yourself and learn. Humble yourself enough to be able to be open to being a sponge, picking everything and everything along the way. What will help you will help you. What won't help you, discard it. But don't be afraid to just be a sponge. Learn and learn and learn and learn and learn.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Carry an open mind.
Always, always, always. Don't always think that this is a disability we have as creatives. We always feel like we know everything. But that's not the case. That's not the case. You have to be willing to learn about law here. You have to be willing to learn about contracts here. You have to be willing to not always use your heart, but use your mind in making decisions, Listen to people around you who might be seeing something different from what you're seeing. So, but then in retrospect, it's always about have trusted people around you who will always guide your path to the right path. Because sometimes you'll not be able to see the things that they see. So yeah, especially for younger artists, please don't think you can do this by yourself. Kubali tu kuwa na mtu. Hata kama ni beshte yako, na ni beshte yako unajua ni mtu mwenye anaweza kuguide vipoa. Chukue, mwambie ni aje. I cannot pay you, but who knows? The greatest partnerships, Facebook. Started with two friends in Campo. We're just saying, you know what? I'll not be able to pay you, but one day, this will all make sense. Have that person in your life.
You make a good point. Today I look at Avril and I'm like, man, if I needed that help, can I really approach her? And I don't have the money to pay her for the brand she's become.
Yeah.
Can she really allow me to have that conversation?
Yeah, it's very possible. This is how you present yourself. And if I believe in it,
Yep.
a lot of people that I have marketed, even on my pages, have given me 0 shillings. But because I see the vision and I see, wow, this person is really working hard.
Yep.
You just drop your support and you move on.
Right.
Yeah. If you need to speak to them about something, speak to them. Move on. Tena wewe nenda zako. Huh?
One more I'll also pick is when you say, and especially coming from a lady, it's not always about making the decision with the heart. Sometimes you need the mind
Oh
as
yes, very, very important. The heart guides, because for me, I feel like the heart is more like the gut. So you have a gut instinct to it. But then the mind also kind of like clears a few things here and there. Very, very important. That's how you're able to align yourself into knowing whether you're being greedy or you're just being hungry. It's a very thin line. Hunger and greed. In fact, my mom is the one who told me that. kuna laini katikati ya hunger, kuwa na njaa na kuwa na tamaa.
Right.
Very, 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 very clear.
Right.
And how you're able to guide these, hunger is usually from the heart, yeah? Because you feel like you're passionate about something, you're hungry for it. Then your mind now starts showing you, oh, by the way, uko sure? Yeah? So you uko sure?
Right.
So your mind starts guiding you to decisions that make more sense than
A bit more rational decisions.
Yeah, exactly.
You rationalize
You
this
rationalize things with your mind,
Right.
but you're passionate because of your heart.
So it starts here, but we rationalize it here.
Exactly.
So the two must work
They
together.
have to work together. Kuna mtu atakuja hapo na bonge la idea amekuja uko zile za my god this is amazing. Alafu akwambia nini? Sasa ni hivi, Ido lazima itoke kwako. Ndio tuweze kumake kitu reality. And then you're looking at hold up. That was not the conversation we had at the beginning.
It seems to have flipped at some point.
Why are you flipping on me, you know? So now then you start rationalizing the idea. I'm being conned. This is happening.
Right.
This is happening. This is happening. But if you just use your heart because you're passionate about this person's,
You just
dream,
jump.
you fall. So together.
Are you running some master classes out there? Man, I mean, this wisdom, I'm amazed.
Maybe I
Man,
should.
you need to launch a master
Maybe
class.
I should.
I'm going to enroll on it, man.
What? No, I'm just impacting this into my son and the people around me.
Please expand this.
You feel like I should talk? I should speak?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh man, you're the first person that ever told me that.
Absolutely. I mean, Avril, man, we've not even celebrated your 40th yet.
Not yet.
And this is us talking this way. So how shall it sound at 45?
Nitakuwa tu nikiongelesha watu na nini. I'll be a guru. I'll take time off.
No, I mean, I can tell
Go
you.
get really
absolutely
woke.
Amazing stuff.
Oh, thanks.
I am absolutely inspired.
Shock.
I'm gonna watch this a couple of times. There are
Really?
enough lessons out of everything you said.
Really?
For real. For real.
I am.
Look, I mean,
Dumbfounded.
I've also sat with guys who will whine and complain about X, Y, or Z. But I hear a solution mindset from what you're talking about. I mean, these things are not beyond us. They can be resolved. And this is how systematically we can do this.
True.
And you need to do a masterclass.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And by
I'll
the
try.
way, on a serious note, you need to do a masterclass.
I'll try. Become a teacher.
For real.
Oh, shucks. I'll think about it.
Sometimes we don't think about the value of our journeys and what we've drawn out of it and the lessons out of it and the value drawn from it. I mean, maybe you're busy building, not realizing that as you've built, you've already amassed a lot. And already what you've amassed can be of a lot of value to so many other people, man.
Thank you.
I'm going to hold you to this masterclass, man.
Thank
I'm
you.
going to call you and I want to ask you, when is it starting?
I'll send on IGTV.
You need to. You need to.
Oh, wow. Sour.
No, on a serious basis, I mean, it's been absolutely beautiful.
Thank you so much.
There's so much on the inside of it. I don't think we'll finish. Today we'll just do a pause on this show. Sometime we'll have to agree on doing part 2 of this
Something else?
conversation.
Oh, wow.
Because then there's so much. And the art space is becoming big. The how to navigate it is becoming important, equally important.
Extremely.
And if we don't know how to do it, then we will just grapple on it,
Yeah.
fail,
Yeah.
quit,
Yep.
condemn ourselves.
Yep.
The ripple effect is a lot, man.
Extremely.
We need your voice a lot more, Avril.
I will try to do as much as I can.
We need your voice a whole lot more.
I will.
And I want to say thank you so much
Thank you
just
for
for coming
having
on the
me.
Goldmine show. Man.
Thank you.
So honored to have
Tumechimba
hosted you.
dhahabu
Tumechimba, Well, folks, I hope you have gleaned and drawn as much as there is. I can tell you, I don't think I'm done with Avril for sure. And I'm sure you agree with me. We're not done yet. This is just about what we could pull for today. But man, plenty of lessons, man. Success is never accidental. It's a piece of intentional work. You're going to have to put in the work and everything that it calls, man. As she said, your talent is just 1%. 99% is outside of talent, man. And the question is, are you willing to put in the craft? Are you willing to put in the work? Are you disciplined enough to become the goldmine that you become? Because then I can tell you, you're a goldmine, but it takes discipline, it takes work, and a whole lot more. Just so for you to become the greatness that you are, man. The heart and the mind, they all have to work together, man. And man, we're gonna have to do this masterclass for sure. You are gonna just have to do it, man. And Avril, thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Totally appreciate it.
I totally appreciate being here.
We're gonna do this again.
Sawa.
Until next time, man, Follow us on the Goldmine Show on Facebook, on Instagram, and YouTube. And also follow Avril. You want to give your handles as
The
well?
AV way. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, I am on YouTube. Subscribe, share, like, do whatever.
Tell them to also jump onto Goldmine as well, man.
Oh yeah, and please subscribe to Goldmine on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
Facebook as well. So please watch this show.
It's going to be lit, man.
It's gonna be amazing.
Bless you. Keep becoming the great Goldmine that you are. Bless you. And until next time, keep working on the greatness on the inside of you, man. Yeah.